Hello, hello, hello. So, well, if I can quit jerking my cord around, sorry. Anyway, we're always saying that there's just not enough CBBE stuff on the Xbox for Skyrim. And there was something new here that kind of slipped by me. And I wanted to make sure that I showed it, and it is the BD Armors and Clothing Replacer CBBE Curvy version. And this is from Modder 725. They ported it over. Of course, the original credits for the mod go to Bad Dog 1978, but this is Modder 725 that ported this over. It's pretty big. I don't know why it's bigger than the others, but it's quite a bit bigger. Nonetheless, I wanted to show this to you. Telling you about it is not quite as good. I decided not to use it with Nephilim because it's not going to have the Nephilim shape anyway. I figured it would be more in line with the all-in-one curvy, which is not that curvy, but it's okay. I don't know why they didn't make it so that you could at least make it more curvy. I mean, you know, they could give you a better variety, but they just didn't for whatever reason. And so I was hoping with this we would get something more along the lines of some of the others, maybe even more like a 7 base or something a little better, you know. But even if it followed this body, I figured it would be okay. If it followed even this body, it would be alright. You know, it's not going to be fantastic, but, you know, still look pretty good. So, what we want to look at here, and I've got hope all primed for this, is this BD Armors and Clothing's Replacer for the CBBE Curvy version. Okay? Alright, so let's hop out and let's go to Hope. I prepared this and took a quick look. Overall, the mod works and is correct, but part of it is a little disappointing. I mean, this does not look very curvy, especially up top. It just looks kind of sad. So, I mean, depends on what you're after, but I mean, if you're looking for really curvy, this is not curvy. I went and I checked the weight slider here to see what you could do, and your options are, I mean, because this is all it affects, it's just the top, so your options are either super tiny or a little better than super tiny. You know, now it's gonna change somewhat as we change outfits, but it's not going to change a lot. So this is my problem with their idea of curvy. It's not very curvy, and it doesn't give you an option to be very curvy. It's just a limitation of the way they did this on Skyrim on the Xbox, and that's probably why, even though it's a pretty popular mod, it's never going to be as popular as some of the others. It just doesn't allow you to do what some folks are going to want to do. Now, this is the Archmage robes, and this is Ariel's armor. Some of these do look better than others, but most of them just look kind of weird or sad. So, I mean, depends on what you like. But the modder kept, you know, this looks better than some of the others. It looks like they kept for some of the clothing they kept a better shape. So I don't know why that is. And then on some of it they went with almost like a slim shape. But again, I realized too that the curvy all-in-one or the curvy on the Xbox is not very curvy. So you could do the Nephilim body, but then the armor's going to override it. So, but I still thought some people might be interested in this armor and clothing replacer, even though, like like I say, by my standards, not very curvy, but some of these are pretty good, and some of it looks good. Some of it just kind of looks odd, but not all of it. Some of it looks pretty good, you know. Depends on what you like. Let's see, so let's go down to the blue robes. They're going to look pretty much the same. I'm not going to go through all of that, but we'll try to show some of the different ones. But this does give you a CBBE option, which you did not have before. At least not to my knowledge, there were no good skimpy armors like this for the CBBE. Now, if you like this, I don't see much difference in this. I mean, if they made a slim version of this, I would be scared of it. It would have to be so much thinner. I don't know how that would work, but still, nonetheless, if this is maybe some people would say this is more realistic, but it doesn't allow you enough variety to really be more realistic. Just my opinion, though. Doesn't really matter. What matters is what you like in your game. You may like this, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is still the same skimpy armors, and it is made for a CBBE, which honestly we haven't been getting any of that, so even to see something is good. Just because it wouldn't necessarily be to my taste doesn't mean anything. You have to look and see if you like it. It might be right up your alley. But you'll notice they followed the same, these are the same outfits that we looked at in the previous mods, which are very similar. These are the same outfits. Different colors of, actually, was that the same? They didn't. This one isn't different. They didn't recolor it. That's funny, but it's just a simple little accident. It's not a big deal. But yeah, so you see that. There's no difference there. College robes. Here's another version of that. And if you prefer this body shape, then maybe you will really like this, because this is a good port, as near as I can tell. Now, mind you, we've not been through everything yet, but everything seems on the up and up. Seems to be working out. I don't see any issues with anything right off. And this should still be the good Daedric armor look. Yep, that looks really, really nice. That design, I'll always like that design, I think, better than the others. And then the Dawn Guard stuff is going to look, this is still going to look very much, very similar. There are some variations, of course. It's a different color. Oh, I put on the boots. I'm not doing the boots and gloves simply because we really don't need to do that, and it just takes more time. That's just a different color. This one is actually a different, it's done differently. This one too is done a little differently. It mainly drops the shoulders and the little belly guard. This is the dragon plate. Now, mind you, this would work with the Nephilim body, but you're going to get this shape instead of the Nephilim body shape. But still, until an armor replacer that comes out that suits that, this would be something at least. That's the same. These are the same. I mean, this is the same. Modder 725 is the same that did some of the others I just did videos on, so that were UMP based. So this is going to be the same, it looks like, as those, which is fine, just for a different body shape. Oh, and they kept the mail. That's nice, because the mail really looks good. And here's the Elven. Now you won't see much difference in the gilded. See, there's really no difference. But on the light Elven, you'll see it's really it's a drastically different armor. Let's see, then we have the robes. Again, these are mainly painted on short robes. Same with the embroidered garment. We have the fine clothes. The fine raiment looks similar to the other. Might be a little clipping or missing stuff there at the underarm, but not a big deal. I don't think we really wear that very often. And here's this, the fur trimmed cloak. Now here's the glass armor. Still looks pretty good even for this body type. Got some green robes and some gray robes, but the robes don't change. I mean, they change color, but they don't change much else. We got the gray beards robe. Again, it's a short robe, but nothing too bad. Guildmaster armor, basically Thieves Guild armor. It's darker and not even really skippy. Got the hide armor. There is some clip in here in the back, but I don't know if that's a big deal or not. Everything up front appears to be, there might be a little clipping in the front too, so that's okay though, that happens. Alright, so these are the hooded robes. I'm not going to go into great detail about each one, but you can see the different colors. And the red one is really just a red hood, which looks pretty cool though. So the Imperial armor, the light Imperial armor, which is kind of the superhero style armor, which looks cool. It's got the cape and everything. The improved bone mold armor. The iron armor. Or the iron, I think Bugs Bunny wants them. Then the Jester's clothes. Oh, I missed the leather armor. I was like, what did I just miss? I knew I missed something. So that's the leather armor. The mantled college robes. These look kind of weird like this, but not awful. Just different. Different from what I'm used to seeing is all. We have the merchant's clothes. A couple of variations. These aren't anything really new. You have Mirax robes. They might be a little, I don't know, a little different in the way it fits there. Mourner's clothes. That's that same dress again, just different. This is the Nightingale armor. And then there's noble clothes. That's short and painted on. And then here you have Nocturnal's clothes, which they stuck with the same theme as they did before, where it's the short, small version. And I say before because we looked at a different port of this for UNP for a 7-base bombshell body. And I'm not going to go through every one of these in a crazy way, but I thought I would show this because it's CBBE, and we don't have a lot of CBBE for a Skyrim on the Xbox, at least not anything that's really good and interesting. And this is pretty good and interesting. It's not what I would have hoped, but it's not bad. I don't know if we'll ever get an armor replacer that like fits like with the Nephilim body. So if you're looking for that, I don't know when that will happen. I'm not that modder, of course, and Morrigan Helsing could come back at any time and say, "Oh, here you go," but I don't know when that will happen or if that will happen. It may never happen at this rate. I don't know. I'm not sure what they're doing. Matter of fact, I'm not sure if they've put out anything new in a while. Maybe they're working on it. It's hard to say. But I do think it's funny that Skyrim always has a lot of modding activity, and I usually say that Fallout 4 does not have as much. There hasn't been that much going on, and then all of a sudden lately Fallout 4 has had renewed modding activity too, so I've been able to do more weapons and stuff. Unfortunately, people seem resistant to putting things into the crafting so that you can just make it. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. So here, what was this, scaled? Was this scaled? Yeah, this is scaled. So the only difference there is you get a horn on your shoulder. It's not worth really looking at much. Here's the skull, cloth coat. So there is a light version too, but nonetheless. And here's the heavy armor. And then there is a light Stalhrim. They both have their own appeal. And then, let's see, there's the plate armor. As we've noted, these aren't drastically different than what we've seen before. It's just fitted to a different body. But if you're interested in the CBBE, you know, you want to see this stuff. So I want to make sure I show it as much as I would for any of the other things. Now, just being the way I am overall, I don't know. This isn't quite as, it's good. It's very good, but It's not quite the same as what I look for, though, in the others. But I knew coming into this it was going to be CBBE Curvy, so there is a definite limitation on what they do there. They really inhibit the curviness of the body. Curvy, you have slim, which is really very skinny, and kind of gross, really. And then you have this, which is really just more, I guess, more normal. I wouldn't even call it curvy. I think they should do a curvy version and call this normal, because this is a more normal version, which I'm not opposed to that. If you call it normal, this is definitely normal. And this, if you think of it this way, that way, this looks really good. This looks more normal, and that's the hooded version. She looks grumpy with the hood, don't she? And then, well, she still looks grumpy without the hood. Oh well, I was going to say she looks less grumpy, but no. She still looks grumpy, so it doesn't matter. So this is the brown armor for the thieves. The dark, which is a lot like the Guildmaster's version. And then the gray actually removes the sleeves, but doesn't make a huge change, but it does remove the sleeves. And then we get down to the vampire armors. So I like these different variations on the vampire armor. It kind of, changes things up a little bit for you. I don't know, on some of these outfits I'm like, I'm not to be mean, but is the chest just too droopy? I mean, it looks like she just got like real saggage there. I mean, maybe that's considered more normal, and I know without a bra and things that these things happen, but I just mean for the purposes of the game and for doing this, I would think you would want it to be perked up a little bit, because some of these just look too low, but whatever. I mean, if that's what you think of and how you do it, that's fine. It's just there's a big difference in this and the way this looks here, and I'll show you. I think we'll get to show you in just a moment. So even that looks better. I mean, it's a little, I know it's also a little, but I just mean for the, it doesn't look as and that, I think that, is that better? I don't know. But that does look kind of normal. But I'm thinking, like, look, let's see. Let's go back to something that I can show you. Like here. Is that better? No, that's still... Hold on. Bear with me. I'm going to scroll way back. I think around the shelf or the barkeep. Alright. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Well, maybe that's just bigger and that makes it look better. Maybe that's not any different, really. Still looks a little low, doesn't it? They look a little low somehow. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I could easily be wrong. And, I probably shouldn't even talk about this, so it's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll just pretend I didn't say anything. Alright. Anyway, so this is still for CBBE. This is still a very good mod. It gives you something to work with. If you're looking for something like this, it's very big, but it does offer you a good option. Let me bring the mod back up. Now this was ported by Modder725 for CBBE Curvy, and the original mod author is Bad Dog 1978, and the modder that ported it, they did make some slight changes to make sure it would fit within the terms of service and not get them in any trouble. I turned off all my UNP stuff and I brought this down here, and I had to use just the normal curvy body here and this here. So, and then I wanted to try and see if the variations would work on these, so that's going to be like our next thing. But that's going to be that mod, and this here was all about the BD armors and clothing replacer for CBBE Curvy is what it says, and it does go along with that. So at least it's not the skinny, which I couldn't even look at because they look emaciated and anorexic and just weird to me. So, but that's just me. I'm just putting it out there. Anyway, what I think doesn't matter. What matters is what you like in your game and what you do, you know, when you're sitting and playing. What you enjoy is what counts. So anyway, that's it. BD armors and clothing replacer for CBBE Curvy. The original mod, of course, by Bad Dog 1978, and this was ported over by Modder 725. Okay, all right. So if you like it, you should try it out. It is a very big mod, 700 and basically 736 megabytes. That's really, really big, and you have to have the only CBBE bodies I know of is this one, which is pretty big, and the Nephilim one, which is even bigger. So it's a lot of space devoted to that, just letting you know. But we're going to try variations in our next thing and see if it affects, if we can get it to come through and affect this, just for fun. Okay, alright, thanks for watching, and I will catch you later.